You're welcome. My name is Akinwale Akindia. I want to speak on OSI Model Simplified. Open System Interconnection Model was developed by International Organization for Standardization, and the goal they had in mind was interoperability of systems. Initially when networking was coming up, most of the bodies or organizations that were developing network nodes or network devices, they were developing those devices in such a way that they can only work within their own organization or within their own niche of products. So if you buy a maybe you buy a device from company A, all right, from the manufacturer A, you have to buy the entire computing system or networking system from the same manufacturer because they will not be able to interoperate with the device made by another organization. And that was causing a lot of problems. This problem reached a crescendo during World War II. The World War was all over the world. Okay, even reached Africa, battles were fought in Egypt and certain part of North Africa. So all over the world. So there was a need for computing devices in remote areas of the world. Then it became apparent that it was not possible to have, the parts, the network nodes, complete network devices from a single manufacturer in one remote village somewhere that maybe it might even be difficult to get there, either by road or by flight. So the world started looking at how they could solve that problem such that network devices can interoperate regardless of who made uh, such devices. And that was what gave back to the open system interconnection model or the OSI model. So they came up with an abstract seven uh, step or seven phases that every network devices more or less have to fit into, regardless of who is making that network device. So we have the seven layers, we have application layer, we have presentation layer, we have session layer, we have transfer layer, we have network layer, we have data link layer, we have physical layer. So those are the seven layers. All right. Every networking guy, every security person, IT auditor needs to be familiar with the OSI layer because it has so many applications. For example, firewall. Okay. Firewall, um, the basis of firewall is actually the OSI model. The simplest firewall, the earliest firewall is what we call the packet filtering router, packet filtering firewall, and this is where they started. All right, they operate at layer 3, network layer. Okay, so and their job basically is to check the header content of the packet, check the source IP address, where is it coming from, check the destination IP address, where is the packet going to, check the port number to see whether that port is allowed or not. So basically, they just check the envelope, the back of the envelope, and check the address. Okay, so those are the simplest uh, firewall before we start having the application gateway firewall, which operates at the layer 7 of the OSI model. So you can see for somebody that is a security professional or somebody that is an auditor or somebody that's an IT network administrator, you need to have knowledge of the OSI model. So let's look at the seven layers of the OSI model. So I've broken it into four areas of knowledge. We look at the layer, we look at the form of the data, in that particular layer, which we call the protocol data unit or PDU. Then we look at the function of that layer. Then we look at the protocols you are going to find in that layer. So starting with the highest layer, which is the application layer. All right. So the PDU, the protocol data unit, or the form of data you will see at the application layer is data. Okay, so what are the functions of the application layer? The basic functions of the application layer is basically to uh, serve as a platform to enable end users to be able to interact with applications and use certain functions in applications. All right, for example, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, you want to browse, okay? That is the protocol of the internet. Okay, you have a SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. You want to send email to somebody across anywhere. That is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. File Transfer Protocol you want to download from the internet, FTP. So you can see all these are protocols that you will find at the application layer. So the application layer helps us as users to be able to use these protocols through the application software. Okay, so then we have the presentation layer. So just like the name presentation, so it's like the when you want to watch TV, you have these people that take care of the TV actors or actresses on TV or their personality, do makeup for them, make them presentable for television and so on. Yes, that is the job of the presentation layer. It makes data looks good for the application layer. Okay, so it does the job of translation. Okay, so you have a message coming from Gmail going to Yahoo Mail, coming from Yahoo Mail going to Ymail. Okay, but you can still read it, whatever form it has been sent. All right. So the job of the presentation layer is to translate uh, incoming data to a form that can be processed or understood by the application layer of the receiving network or receiving machine. So it also handles character encoding, data compression. You want to reduce the size of the file. Okay, presentation layer is responsible. What about encryption? Decryption, presentation layer is responsible for that. So protocols you find at the presentation layer, SSL, secure SQL layer, very popular. Combine that with HTTP, you have HTTP secure HTTPS, which is very important for us, in information security, PCI DSS requirements, security 00001 security requirements. You want to protect your website, you want to ensure that your information is encrypted using SSL. Yes, you also have secure shell. Also at the presentation layer, then of course you have JPEG, which we are familiar with in the use of images. Okay, then we have session layer. Form of data at presentation layer is still data. Form of data at session layer is data also. Then the function of session layer is basically session management. Okay, the start of the session, maintenance of the session, disconnection of the session when transmission is complete. Okay, so we have the protocols RPC, okay, remote procedure calls. It is just like the name. You can use it for remote login and creating remote session. You have Windows Socket API. Okay, so all these are protocols you find at the session layer. Then you have the transfer layer, very important layer. The form of data at the transfer layer is segments. They are called segment. Data is broken down into segments and the transfer layer. And the function is basically is to ensure reliable transmission of data. Okay, reliable transmission of data. You want to be sure that all the packets are delivered You can do segmentation, that is further breaking down the packet into uh, lower units. You want to ensure you get acknowledgement that the packets have been delivered. Multiplexing, what multiplexing basically is when you have so many streams of, of data to transmit, you can actually multiplex them. That is, it's like compression. You compress them into one. Okay, using multiplexing software, then when it gets to the the end where it is going to the receiving end, then it can be demultiplexed. So maybe I have like 10 traffic, 10 streams of data to transmit. I can multiplex them into a single stream. Then when it gets to the receiving end, then it can be demultiplexed back into 10 streams. Is that not wonderful? All right, so the protocols there you have TCP and UDP, transmission control protocol. So the TCP is very reliable. You use TCP when you need to be sure that the packets are going to be delivered completely and reliably. Then you have user datagram protocol, which is not as fast, okay, which is faster rather, is faster than the TCP because it does not perform error checking. All right, TCP perform error checking, UDP does not perform error checking. So you find them, find the use of UDP mostly in video streaming. Okay, video streaming, all the packets may not be delivered. You still see the picture, even though it may be blurred in certain area. There are lots of packets. Okay, so take note of that. TCP for reliable transmission, UDP if you don't need to perform error checking. So which will make it faster. Then from the transport layer, we move to network layer. So the network layer is the layer responsible for routing, IP addressing. You want to move packets from one network to the other. In fact, the network layer makes the internet possible. You are hearing me now, you're watching me because of the network layer. Okay, so the units of data at this stage, at this layer is packets. So data is broken down into packets and transmitted, okay, or routed across various networks. So the protocols here, you have the internet protocol, which is very popular. You have ICMP, which is used for pinging. You want to know whether your node is alive or not. You can ping it. You use ICMP. Then you have IPsec for security of IP. Then you have the data link layer, which is used for error correction, used for flow control. So what's flow control? When you are moving data from one point to the other, you don't want to uh, belabor and the receiving machine, so that you want to avoid what is called denial of service. So you don't want a situation whereby a server is transmitting to a thin client, and then the server is now overloading the thin client with traffic such that the thin client can no longer respond. So you want to use flow control to avoid that kind of situation. So protocols at the data link layer, you have Ethernet, you have switch, you have the point-to-point protocol. Okay, then we have the lowest layer, which is the physical layer. The form of data at this layer, is bits. Okay, this is basically, digital form of data, zeros and one, data in binary form. Okay, so copper base medium. Okay, if it is if you are looking at optical fiber, then it's going to be in form of data will be in form of light pulses. Okay, so functions of the physical layer is basically to transmit transmission or reception of data in a simplest form over the physical medium. So the protocol or devices you will see here are up, for example, up, which is the predecessor of the switch. Okay, then you have coaxial cable, then you have optical fiber, you have repeaters. So basically, these are the 7 layers of the OSI. It may look difficult or cumbersome to plan, but it's not. What I normally use to remember each of these layers is, I just use, I just use something to just make it easy for me to remember. So I use all people seems to need data processing. Right. So A, all for application, people for presentation, themes for session, transport, tool, the needs. Okay, that's network layer, data for data link, and processing for physical. So all people seem to need data processing, and that will make your life easy. You can easily remember the 7 layers of the OSI through that. So please subscribe to my channel. I have more videos which I will pass to this channel subsequently. Thank you.